briefing on the concerted effort by the union and education sector players to give redress to the issue of gender-based violence against children in the society, and especially in learning-based institutions. Let's listen in.
Services in the healthcare facilities. We need them, and they need to know that the society loves them. And therefore, we are urging teachers, map out. Even if you get girls who are expectant and of course, naturally out of stigma, they would like to withdraw. And this is a very dangerous thing. Let us learn to love our children and get them back. So, number one responsibility that Kenya National Union of Teachers is calling on our members when they resume on Monday is to map out and ensure that all girls and boys are back in school. That is our message. All girls and boys must come back to school, regardless of the challenges and situations they've been exposed to. And then number two, this is something that we shall have to quickly and promptly, together with the Gender Recovery Center, arising from this data, because for us it's action. It is not stories. Where we've come from is good. We've done what we've done. We've achieved what we have achieved. We must work with the Ministry of Education and Teacher Service Commission very closely so that the gender issues and the gender violence and recovery is an activity in every school, an activity in every school. So I'm giving direction to all the branches that we must establish a gender desk, and the gender desk in every school must be recognized. And that gender desk must have a strong committee to be able to deal with these gender issues on a continuous basis in school, so that we don't talk and make news with statements. Statements mean nothing if it does not translate to practical action that secure learners. It is now time for action. And we will be urging the ministry and TSC, and we will be upscaling what we have been doing. We've done it very well. We have data. We have the right strategy. We have the right information so that the gender recovery activities can be a policy. If it is not a policy, it cannot be supported. And when it is a policy, it will be supported. A policy at the Teacher Service Commission and a policy at the Ministry of Education. And there is nothing wrong with having a gender office with the Ministry of Education, because Kenyans will give taxes to that particular office to be able to drive this agenda. There is nothing wrong with having a gender activity desk at the Teacher Service Commission. And from this day, we are urging all our 110 branches and schools to ensure that there is a KNUT gender desk. It begins with KNUT. There must be a KNUT gender desk in every school, and that KNUT gender desk must be expanded to bring in the other stakeholders, both the ministry and TSC, and be recognized, so that these unspoken, the untold stories, you've heard what Ellis has talked about, stories. If you listen to these stories, even as media, you will regret why you don't report such. And we've had the data that we have been given. And finally, we are urging the government to fully support this program of gender recovery programs. It's an area that needs to be given more support, policy strengthening. We will need the police. We will need the police on criminal cases. Because one thing about Kenya, we have the best laws about that we don't implement. Particularly the Children's Act of 2011. How do we enforce it? The Children's Act is very clear. It spells out the rights of the child. But you can see the whistleblowers become victims, including teachers. They are victims.
KNUT Secretary General there, Wilson Sossion, weighing in on the issue of gender-based violence in learning institutions. He has mentioned a couple of things, that there's need for teachers to map out plans to ensure that all children report back to school. Also, the need for establishment of a gender desk to ensure the safety of learners as we tackle this issue of gender-based violence as a country. Now, moving on, all eyes are on President Uhuru Kenyatta after Chief Justice David Maraga wrote to President Uhuru Kenyatta advising him to dissolve Parliament in accordance